What's up guys, Fast Eddie here, and today we're going to analyze Henry Guzman's phone conversation. So this one stands out. Not too much about his interaction stands out, but this guy in particular, he barely chatted with the decoy for like 3 fucking hours before he hopped into his car and drove over there. So there was hardly any time that had elapsed from the initial contact. So this is the verification phone call, and I think uniquely this verification phone call is more interesting than others because there was hardly any time. There was hardly any time for the verifier to know like any fucking like the verifier was kept on their toes because they didn't really have a chat log in order to look at, and they had to just make everything up on the spot. So, yeah, shout out to Candid Fellow for everything, man. You've uploaded a lot of shit that I've used, so that's fucking awesome. So yeah, dude, that's awesome that you've gotten fucking phone calls like this. This is great. This is great that we have this kind of shit to analyze. So yeah, let's just jump into this motherfucker.
Hello?
Hi, Juan.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, it's Mandy.
And that voice sounds so ridiculous. It sounds like something that it sounds like your friend like faking like they're 13 or something. It doesn't sound fucking believable at all.
Oh, it's okay. Why you took a bit
Oh
long?
my god! And then this chick. It's so funny that they use her and then the one from Georgia, the one who they used to talk to the fat ass Peter Sayak or whatever. They use these hella big chicks. That's hilarious.
Huh.
I dialed the wrong number. I'm
You
sorry.
dialed the wrong number?
This motherfucker.
Yes.
Why?
And that's a nice car.
I don't know.
It's alright, it's alright.
Okay, so their phone call is just bullshit right now. She said she dialed the wrong number. There's nothing of substance right now. And their chat was, I glanced at their chat before I even did this video. It was extremely brief. They basically just initiate contact. He reaches out, they bullshit, and then he starts talking about sex, and then bam, she's inviting him over, whatever, and then he's showing up.
What's up? What you been up to?
I can't be on the phone long. I just wanted to call and say hi.
She just wanted to call and verify you, motherfucker.
I wanted to call and say hi. I can't
Say hi. That was her. She just wanted to call and say hi. What's wrong, Hennessy? You don't want to talk to her?
be on the phone.
Why not?
Because
Why not?
I don't want to show up on the bill.
Oh,
It's
this
not
guy
gonna
looks
show up
scary.
on the bill.
It might.
No, I ain't gonna show up. Don't worry about it. Just one conversation.
And that's pretty. Because the conversation is already going to show up on the. Well, I don't know if it worked like that. To where the number would be there. Then I guess it depends. But if it would, then it would already be on there. It doesn't matter the duration of time.
Okay. So how old are you?
I'm 13.
You're gonna turn 14.
Yeah, eventually.
She's 13.
Actually. I got you.
Like, I know that's. She's like, yeah, dude. Like, what do you mean? I'm not turning 14 tomorrow. Maybe he was hoping that. He's like, you're gonna turn 14 like at midnight tonight. Like, can I just wait a few hours so it'll be a little less worse in society says?
That's cool. Why, if you want? I mean, where in San Francisco do you live in?
This fool, and he's got a pretty nice car, so he must come from some money, which is interesting. You wouldn't expect that from his screen name, fucking Hennessy and this shit, but unless he's just like fucking this is just like he has a lease on it, and he can barely make payments. He might have just made a really bad purchase with this, like he got a car way beyond his means, which happens, especially for young men.
I'm not going to tell you that yet.
I know, but I'm saying, where do you live, like in San Francisco?
I'm near San Francisco.
Very near, or like?
Very near.
I don't know. It's a little way. I don't know.
She lives in Petaluma, bro.
No, but I was wondering. I mean, I could pick you up and we can go cruising a little bit.
Alright, well, let me get back online and talk, okay?
Huh?
This fool's gonna go cruising. Like, I live in California, so I'm part Hispanic, so like it's funny. I see so many like fools from high school that I know who just kind of like have mannerisms. Like obviously they're not like this guy. They didn't have predation or anything. But I just mean as far as being like a Hispanic guy who's like into this kind of shit. It's just funny. It's funny. It's almost like a stereotype almost.
I'm gonna get back online and talk, because I don't want to stay on the phone, okay?
Why not?
And like that's what so like cruising is like a Hispanic thing. It's like, oh, we're going cruising. It's like you would just drive around, and I guess it's probably not something people do now as often because gas is expensive as fuck. But in the 60s and 70s, I think like in the Hispanic population, like cruising was something that people did often.
Yeah, and just my mom's here.
No, but just go in the bathroom then, real quick.
Dude,
Why not?
I gotta go.
All right.
Okay, I'll talk to you online, okay?
All
Oh,
right.
it's a series of calls. Hell yeah. Alright, so that was the first call. Not really too much. That was just the decoy, touching base, just to see if this guy's fucking real or not.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm kind of looking at the directions and stuff. It's kind of far.
No, it's not that far.
It's like almost like 40 minutes.
Oh, it's not far.
It's not far.
No.
Some of these guys drive far as fuck.
Well, what are we gonna do at your house?
Oh, see, now he wants to know whether it's gonna be worth it or not. What are we gonna do? What am I gonna drive 45 minutes for? So he's just gonna incriminate himself.
Oh,
What do you want to do?
what we talked about?
There you
Well,
go.
tell me on the phone. What
Tell
is
me
it?
on the phone.
I told you to bring condoms. What do you think we're gonna do?
Oh wow, but why me?
I like you. You're cute.
Reasonable question, right? And this is what I'm getting at. So this is why I thought this guy's this guy's his chat or his phone conversation. This has like 70,000 fucking likes, which is a lot of likes when you think about like what this is. This is a fucking phone call from a show in 2007 about catching sexual predators. But yeah, so the decoy, the phone verifier. I'm just gonna say the verifier. The verifier had to they have to think on their feet because this guy is suspicious because the chat was so brief. So, he's asking the reasonable question of why did you choose me? So now it's like, let's see. She just said because you're cute. Let's see if he buys it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you. So he buys it. So it's funny. That's like a confirmation bias. Like we all want to believe that we're attractive. So when someone tells us we're attractive, like we're biased to want to believe them.
I mean, this is your house on Castle Drive.
Yes, I love Castle Drive in Petaluma.
What's the house number again?
I told you what the house number was.
I know, but I want to.
And now I think that the reason that she's not saying it right here is because the verifier doesn't have access to the same information as the person who was doing the chat. So the decoy in Perverted Justice is not the phone verifier; they're different. So so it's like this person, right? Presumably either her or another one. If it's her, that's badass. I shouldn't make fun of her or anything. She's really what she does is fucking awesome. But so she's operating on limited information. She has to dodge this guy's probing questions without being suspicious. So she has to somehow answer questions that she doesn't have the answer to, or evade them in a way that is not suspicious. But the guy already is looking for suspicious responses, so it's very difficult for her.
No, what's the house number again?
Hold on a second.
You don't know your own house number?
Yes, I know my house number. Hold on.
See, maybe so right there, maybe she has to check. So maybe she does have access to it, but she doesn't know it offhand. Exactly. It's like if you live anywhere, you're gonna know your fucking house number. That's one of the first things you're gonna learn if you live somewhere. So for a person to just say, "Oh, I don't know," I mean that right there is a red flag, and he picked up on that. No, yeah, she's rummaging through her fucking inbox. She's looking at the chat logs. Fuck. This is suspenseful. wonder if she has the information or not.
You still there?
Huh?
You still there?
What?
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
I hadn't let the cat out.
Oh.
She sounds fucking out of breath. Damn,
I
listen.
hadn't let the cat.
What?
You still?
Listen, this decoy sounds out of breath as fuck, so she must have ran somewhere.
You still there?
Huh?
You still there?
What?
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
I hadn't let the cat out.
Oh.
She's
Well,
breathing
how's
all
the
deeply.
1853 Castle Drive.
That's right. Is that near Sonoma Mountain?
I don't know.
And it's so whatever he said, Cinema Mountain, whatever, is probably like right there. So cinema, this place that he's referring to is probably so close to the location that you would know. It's probably a landmark. But because the verifier doesn't actually know the area, the verifier just ran and found the street address. So it's like the verifier is not going to be able to answer this question. Because they simply don't know. I doubt they have a map in front of them. This is before fucking Google Maps.
You don't know where you live?
I know where I live. We lived here that long.
Good, that's what I would do too. So she's saying, I don't know, we just moved here. That's really the only way that you could explain this one. And because they've only chatted for like 3 hours, like he doesn't know anything about her, so I guess he has to buy it.
How long you been there for?
Say a few days.
6 months?
Damn, that's a long time. What the fuck? Shit, this chick just like she just has like a difficulties learning.
I don't know, like, what street to turn on before Castle Drive?
You get off of 101 on to Washington.
In Washington, you go where?
You get off on Washington. You have a map.
She knows
You
rudimentary
have a
directions.
map.
I do, but I want...
I don't drive.
Bro, I'm 13.
You really want me to go?
Yes. Come on. You have a map. You know where I live. You know I want you to come over.
Alright, fine. If you're serious, I want to hear you moan one time.
Moan? Like what?
Wow, that's pretty intense. He's just asking to hear a moan. I mean, just like a moan. That's kind of weird.
I don't know. Just moan a little bit.
Moan like what? Like I got a stomachache or what?
The decoy, the verifier does not want to do this. The verifier is so fucking reluctant. And it must make them sick. It must make them sick. And I mean, how could you want to give these guys the satisfaction? I hope she doesn't do it. I hope she finds a way to like wiggle out of it without doing it, because he doesn't deserve the satisfaction of it.
Like, moan like it's like
It's
if you're
just
doing
disgusting.
No.
It's disgusting to think about what he's asking. So I hope the verifier doesn't do that.
I can't just moan. You come over and I will.
Good, that's better.
So, this is kind of strange that you just want me to come over and then that's it. I mean, are you going to talk to me or?
Yeah, I'm talking to you now.
Like, talk to when we get there, when I get to your house?
Yeah, yes.
So, so no one's at the house.
No, he's so cautious.
Oh. And there's no other guys.
No.
Why not?
Why
I
not?
don't know. There's just not. Just go ahead.
Exactly. He's asking a reasonable question. He's like, okay, if your standards are so low that you will accept any random person, because Henry's done nothing to stand out. He's done nothing to warrant the attention and the validation that she's giving him. So he knows that, and he knows he's fucking ugly. So he's one of these guys who's like, I'm too ugly. Like this kind of shit doesn't happen to guys who look like this. So yeah, he's asking that question. He's suspicious. He's like, this isn't something that happens. But foolishly, he wants to believe.
And come over. I'll call you. This is your cell phone, right?
No, this is not my cell phone.
Oh.
I kind of have like a work phone and stuff, but I mean, I mean, that's all I was asking, if I can have your number so I can call you when I get over there. I mean, I promise you I'm not going to be, like, calling every day or something. I mean, I'm not going to, so you won't get in trouble. So I'm just going to, you know, have your phone so I can call you when, like, I'm near your house or something, you know?
Get in trouble.
I promise I won't call it after that. You tell me don't call the number again, I won't do it.
What, you don't have a cell phone?
Huh?
You don't have a cell phone?
No, all I have is a work number. Like, for me to, like, I'm
Wow, before cell phones, life before cell phones, what a trip.
probably going to have to, like, my work, I only have a work cell phone. And, like, since I'm not at work, I have to, like, drop it off. So, probably I'm going to call you from, like, a payphone or something when I'm near there.
No, just come over then.
Why don't you want me to give you your number, though?
Why?
But I'm not going to call you.
Yeah,
And the real reason is that, she doesn't want to, she must not have permission, the number, even though I think he would be in jail. I doubt he would even memorize the phone number or anything, but yeah, she could just make up a phone number. She could, or maybe she won't know that's what it is. So the verifier might not even be there at all during the sting. So, or I think she's there either way. She's not going to give him the phone number. And it's just funny that this he's suspicious as a product of that.
you will.
No, I won't.
No, I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay, how old are you again?
13.
Okay, how tall are you?
I told you all that.
Damn, puts her on the spot. So right there, it's like she's gonna have to fucking hustle her out. She's gonna be out of breath again when she runs across the house to get the chat log.
How tall are you? Tell me one more time, because I forgot.
Told you already.
No, but I don't remember. You're over 5 feet, under 5 feet?
Yes. No, I'm a midget. I'm 3'11". That's why I want you to come over.
Well, tell me
What
how
the
tall are you,
fuck?
just so I know.
Funny, that's good. That's a good way to be evasive. It's like you're sarcastic and you laugh off the question. But no, see, this guy he's on top of it.
Come over, because I'm a little midget and I can't get a date.
Really?
Now this fool's all seriously? So
So
she's literally going midget. It's like, and at this point, like he and myself both. I think it's difficult to detect whether the verifier is being serious or not.
how tall are you? How tall are you?
This is just weird. I mean, this isn't even fucking. This is just extremely strange. What a fucking surreal experience. It's like two people having a conversation. I mean, the entire spectacle is just absurd. Me doing an analysis on a phone call between this guy and a verifier in 2007 for a Dateline show. I mean, this is just fucking insanity. But nonetheless, yeah, this is just crazy. Life is fucking crazy.
Hello?
She just
Hello?
left.
Hello?
No, she left to go get the chat log to go see it. She's like, fuck, I forgot.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. How tall are you?
I'm 5'2".
You're 5'2"?
Yes.
So you're not a midget.
Good guess here.
No, I'm not a midget. I'm just
That would be
short.
a good guess to just throw out there if you had to make up a height for average female. Here, young one, it would just 5'3" would be okay.
That's not that short, I think.
That's hella short.
One
What are you talking
question,
about?
sorry to ask you, real quick, one question.
What?
What size bra do you wear?
Boob questions, okay.
Why are you asking me that? It's
I don't know.
34A. It's 34A, okay?
34A?
Yeah, what are you, like, taking a survey or what?
No, I just want to know.
God, the verifier is not big. I mean, I understand the verifier is probably creeped out, like, personally while doing this, but I don't think they're coming across the phone call just as eerie. I can't believe this guy showed up. This is I get bad vibes just listening to this. So this guy's a fucking retard for ignoring all the weirdness in the way that she's responding. She's responding like a fucking weirdo. Um,
So you really want me to come over?
Yes, just get in your car and come over. You're wasting time. We can hang out and everything until
And then this urgency, like, just get in your car. Like, dude, no woman is gonna be that. No woman you've never met is ever gonna be that fucking urgent with you. And if they are, you need to ask why. You need to ask why.
You know, so you have to leave before my mom comes home.
But I mean, how many condoms do you want me to bring?
4?
4? We're gonna do it 4 times?
I don't know, but what if, like, one of them breaks or something?
I know. So you already done this before.
That's retarded.
I can't tell you that.
And I looked at the chat briefly. She did say that she's already done it before. So, yeah, the verifier is off on this one. I expect him to call her out for this.
Have you done this with somebody online, like to me?
Oh, he didn't. Okay, never mind. He's a fucking idiot.
Never.
No.
So then why me?
I like you.
What do you like about me then?
Oh, I see. Now he's getting to substance. So, let's see. I bet you she could just get away with platitudes like, "You're cute. Look at your face." Oh yeah, definitely. I see it.
I want to just come over.
She skips the
Like
question
that.
like that.
I'm just tired of, you know.
So you really want to do me?
Yeah, I really do.
You really do.
Yeah, I've had sex once before, but.
So what happened?
Man.
You want to do it again?
Yeah.
You want to do it again?
Yes.
That bad?
Yeah.
But why not pick someone from like that's near you?
Yeah, and exactly. It's like that's the question that he's been asking since the beginning. And if you haven't got a fucking answer like 10 minutes into the conversation, like you should just fucking abandon hope. But no, this guy's driven by his cock.
I don't know anybody here. I told you I haven't lived here very long.
Yeah, just 6 months, right? Only 6 months. Like that's not a long. I mean, it's not like she's in school or anything, meeting new people, right?
Oh, no one at school wants to make love to you?
I just went back to school Wednesday.
Even though you've been there for 6 months.
Oh. Okay. So you want to do me?
This guy's a
Do you
retard.
want to or not?
I do.
Okay, well then come over.
All right. I'll go there then.
Okay. It's like 40 minutes. It's not that long. Okay?
All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be on my way. Do I just knock on the door? That's it?
You, I know. I'll leave the garage door open because we always leave it open anyway. And just come in the garage and
Oh, but this is information that is legit because the garage door was open. A lot of these fuckers at Petaluma came in through the garage.
door because nobody goes in the front door.
That's where Maurice Wallen fucking murdered his sunglasses.
And I have a jacuzzi and stuff out back.
Oh, you want me to bring swimming clothes as well?
Oh, if you want.
That would have been great if you would have done that.
Okay.
I'll bring some.
Okay. So you're really coming?
I am.
Okay. Alright, good.
Good.
Good. Alright.
Alright. I'll be.
Okay. I'll see you when you get here.
Alright, no problem. So you're gonna kind of have to get ready for me then.
I am. That's why I gotta go get ready and you drive here, okay?
Alright.
Okay. I'll see you when you get here.
So just 4 condoms, or you want me to bring 5?
5? What the fuck? What an idiot! It's not like you're not gonna use 4 of them at once. You're not gonna use 5 for okay. You're definitely not gonna use 4. You're definitely not gonna use 5. Like that's so fucking unnecessary. I mean, and you could fuck like 2 times or something. Like 3 times maybe quickly, but after that, it's like in a short period of time. Like, I mean, unless you have like some kind of chemical assistance, like some Viagra or Cialis or some shit. But no, this guy's it's so fucking ridiculous that these idiots say this. They do this just to indulge in this. It's like I mean it is. It's like a fantasy where they get caught up and they think they're gonna need 5 condoms and they think they're gonna bang for hours and hours and it's almost like a immature way to view this. It is an immature way to view the situation, but it's also just fucking sick that this is all shit that he was trying to do with someone who purported to be underage.
It's up to you. If you think you need 5.
Bring 5. She's like, I don't care, dude. Waste your fucking money.
Alright.
Okay.
She should have said buy like 24. It would have been funny if he would have bought. He's like, fuck, this costs like. She's like, yeah, buy 24 and then leave him here. We'll use it later. And then he would have spent like hell of money, $50 on all this condoms, and then got arrested anyways. That would have been funny.
Alright.
I'll see you when you get here.
Alright. I'll be going over there right now.
Okay. Bye.
All right, that was Henry Guzman. Yeah, the verifier did an excellent job. She obviously did and said enough to get his ass to show up, even though he was pretty fucking suspicious. And she did it on limited information. There wasn't a lot in the chat log to go off of, and nonetheless, she was able to still give him the details that she needed to give him in order to throw his paranoia off track. So yeah, that was fucking Henry Guzman. Alright guys, until next time.